For number 56, I've chosen a Western red cedar top, also with red cedar bracing. All my bracing blanks are color-coded on the ends based on the billets they were cut from. They start out as the same dimensions and are weighed and given a deflection test to determine stiffness. The numbers on the braces you see here reflect the results of those tests. I've selected the best brace blanks for the X-brace arms as far as stiffness to weight ratio goes. And I did this because the X-brace arms are the main load-bearing structure of the top. The bridge plate is skewed cut maple. The skew cut resists the bite of the string's bearings more than perfectly quarter sawn or perfectly flat sawn material would. The second place runners-up from my weight and deflection testing results end up used for the tone bars. And the bronze metal material is used for everything else. For number 56, I've altered my usual bracing pattern a little bit to include a sound hole graft made out of cross-grain cedar. Ordinarily, the sound hole area would be reinforced by the two braces that happen to be running from the X-brace arms up to the transverse bar. As you'll see later on, I still include these braces in a kind of clever way in order to couple the X-brace to the perimeter at the transverse bar. The acoustically active part of the soundboard ends at the transverse bar, just above the sound hole. So in the upper bout, resonance is not the key word here. Rigidity is actually the name of the game when it comes to the upper bout. I've added a second transverse bar recently to my cutaway models. And shifting modes here, I'm now carving the tapered ends and carving the scallops, and I'll be profiling the braces as well. And I'll just shut up for a little bit and let the video speak for itself. I don't know about you, but for me, there's nothing better than watching a good sharp chisel do what it does best. Okay, now I'm profiling the braces, which is just to say that if you were to view the braces in cross-section, they would have a pyramidal profile. This is simply to remove unnecessary mass by taking it essentially off of these sides, because the strength and stiffness of the brace really is a function of its height more so than it is of its width. So by giving it that pyramidal profile, it removes mass from the sides but not from the top. Not to mention it just makes the braces look a little sharper, a little more cleaned up, and a little less industrial, which is the kind of look you get from factory production lines, where they leave the braces unprofiled and boxy looking. Okay, so now what am I doing here? Now I'm cutting notches in order to add those sound hole struts that I was talking about before, in order to couple the X-brace arms with the perimeter at the transverse bar. This is something new, something different here that I wanted to try out. We'll just have to wait and see what the sonic payoff is of this, if anything at all. And before final voicing, I cap off the lap joint and the joints for the floating sound hole braces. This gives the full strength of the height of the brace back to that weakened area of the joint.
If you learned something here, please give this video a like and subscribe so you can be notified when I release a new DIY guitar making video every Friday. And if you want to really learn more, take one of my structured online courses at ericschaferguitars.com or register for a hands-on guitar building workshop here with me in Burnville, Pennsylvania.